Delta 6, 10-8 on Site 17, code 4 at this time.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is Delta 6 with Delta Security Solutions. Just wanted to make a video on issues I've been coming across while on patrol. And it's never really happened before, and I've been in bad neighborhoods pretty much my whole life. I grew up in bad neighborhoods, and I've never really had issues even on the job. So this video, I guess, is more of an awareness video, as well as a have y'all guys ever been through this video. And it's about an incident that happened today while I was patrolling. I was doing my normal thing. Come sundown, we usually lock up pools on our sites. And at the last pool, I noticed there was two boys and a female, probably 15 years of age and under. Very small, they looked very young, and there was no parents. So, I explained to them, hey guys, I have to lock up the pool, it's time to go, do you live here? They said they're visiting their aunt on property. And I told them, okay guys, well, I'm going to be locking up the pool, go ahead and, go back to the apartment. And they said, no problem, they were about to get picked up anyways from their mom. I said, okay, well, y'all guys have a great day, and I appreciate you guys helping me pick up something that was actually in the pool. And they said, no problem, have a good night. And I continued my patrols, and I seen the kids in front of the aunt's, door, just hanging out, which is fine. They weren't causing any issues or being loud. So I continued my patrol throughout the night. And then, an hour or so later, I come around a corner, and it's kind of like a blind spot when we're coming out of the right side of our complex we're patrolling in this site. And if I wasn't paying attention, I would have literally probably hit them with the front bumper of my truck. But thankfully, I saw them, and I turned on my lights, I stopped, and they were the same kids that I had recognized from the fourth pool. And they were just sitting there on the curb, So I went ahead, turned on the lights to make sure that no cars come flying around that corner like they normally do. And got out of the vehicle, asked them, hey guys, you just still waiting on a ride? And they're like, yeah, we're still waiting. She went to go get gas before picking us up. I said, alright, well, if it's cool with you guys, I'm going to wait with you because, you're right here on the curb. And we've actually had, a lot of drunk people, as well as homeless people that are, older males. And there's one female, in that group, and two boys. And as I said, they're small enough to not be able to protect themselves. Not to mention they were about to get hit by cars, pulling out of the complex. So I waited around with them, and as I'm waiting, I see a window on a white sedan roll down and pull up right behind my truck. And my lights are on, so I've seen multiple cars go around perfectly fine, no issues. And this one female, kind of pokes her head around, and instead of asking me, hey, is everything okay with the kids, is anything going on, she had a face about her that was as if she was having adrenaline or angry, or automatically assuming that, oh, we're mistreating these three kids, that are in a bad neighborhood, for instance, and, they're obviously darker skinned than I am, which I understand. Like, you approach them and you're asking these kids directly if they're okay, but completely ignore me, and you pull up behind the truck with your window down. So for us and security, and just me growing up the way I've done in bad neighborhoods, when someone pulls up behind you and they have a window down and you're outside of your vehicle, that is what I call a threat indication. So I'm automatically on awareness, like, why is their window down? Why are they pulling behind my truck? My lights are on. There's no reason for it. The kids are sitting down where they were sitting when I found them, and they're laughing and they have smiles on their faces and they're joking around with each other. The issue with it is not so much that she went directly to the kids and not me. That's fine. I get that. My wife, my kids, they're, very dark skinned, and, we've been to the grocery store and had racist people, mistreating my wife and looking at my kids like really bad. So I understand the mindset and the thought process behind it. But the problem is in our jobs, let's say for instance that was 3 teenagers and they had drugs or a weapon on them, and we're talking to these kids because they're trespassing on property, right? And we're dealing with them, and we have a resident pull up and do the same situation. Window down, pulls up behind the vehicle. So that's a threat indication that we're paying attention to at that moment. And God forbid one of these kids grabs our firearm off our waist when we're not looking, or grabs a weapon that they have at that point and attacks us because they don't want to go to jail, they don't want to get in trouble, whatever the case is, whatever they're thinking at that time. If they're afraid they have something on them they don't want us to know about, and they don't want to go to jail. People do dumb things for dumb reasons all the time, and that's literally a part of our job. And when a resident pulls up, to make sure that we're not mistreating the kids when, in general, when we're talking to them, it not only puts our lives more at risk because we're focusing on the resident that's interfering to ask a simple question because they think that we're automatically being rude or, trying to jam someone up, put them in cuffs, or harm them physically in any way, which, the residents, we're pretty new to this site, but we've been here long enough. They know who we are. They see us playing with the kids. They see that we're looking out for the kids. We're giving them chances. Even the kids that do not live on the property, we've given them multiple chances to not trespass, which is a big issue because they destroy the gyms, they destroy pools, whatever the case is. So, I don't think that I think they're pretty much judging a book by its cover, basically. Obviously I'm not, white as a ghost, but I'm not dark either, to the point where most people would say, well, yeah, he has problems with, racism or things like that, which I've had. I was jumped in school because I was darker than the rest of the kids in my school. My wife, like I said, in the store, my kids, we've been through the racist things, but it's very few to none that it happens. It's very random and rare that those instances happen, because normally racist people don't live in bad neighborhoods, right? They don't work in bad neighborhoods. They stay away because they don't like you because of your color or your race or whatever god-awful thing they got going on in their minds. They don't come around those areas. And when you're in a bad area, that is, mixed for the most part, you have white people, black people, Hispanic people, Chinese, Asian, you have all sorts of type of people in this area. It's not like it's the full hood, you know what I mean? Where those issues are more common with police or security or whatever the case may be. But once again, as I'm saying, the issue is, like, I understand why she did what she did, but I don't understand how people still haven't came to realize not only are they putting our officers or myself at risk, but they are also putting their lives at risk because they're making assumptions and they're already on a level of aggression when they approach us because they think that we're doing something wrong or unjust to the kids or teenagers that we're talking to. And that's not the case. But the case is that now if something was to happen, I no longer have to focus on me and saving my life. I first have to focus on saving that person's life who's a resident that interfered while we're talking to somebody. And if I don't protect them first and I worry about myself, I'm not doing my job. And, even if that was the case, if I had a choice between myself and someone else, I would always choose someone else. That's why I do what I do. And that's why we all do what we do. We literally have protection officer on our vest, our vehicles, not unjust officer or, whatever the case is. We clearly show that we're there to protect our residents. We're there to protect anyone visiting or anybody in general. Because all life is precious, no matter what color, race, religion, it's all precious. And it all should be protected. And that is what America even is about. That's what protecting others is about. And that's why we do what we do. So I'm very interested to see, in those cases, if anyone else has been through this, is it pretty common, in bad neighborhoods or, mixed neighborhoods or even good neighborhoods? I mean, what is it that y'all guys have been through? Leave some comments down below. I'd love to hear if y'all guys have been through something like this, and especially on a site that you're constantly at working, and how y'all guys were able to change the narrative and people and the way that they see us, and that we're not there to do harm. We're there to protect not just the bad people or the good people, that we're there to protect everybody. And with them interfering, it can not only harm us, it can harm themselves, and it can harm others for that matter. Because if, God forbid, something happens in a scenario like that, well, we have multiple magazines, we have a firearm that they now have access to if they take over and overpower us, or use a weapon and, kill us at that point. They now have everything that we have: a bulletproof vest, 3 different magazines apart from the one that's already in the firearm that we carry, OC spray, all those things they now have, including our vehicle with our lights, our sirens, which can make a situation not only bad for while it's on property, but now they have all this stuff and they're taking it off property. And we all know how things happen in seconds. It's not like we have indicators all the time. When something like that happens, that we have time to react accordingly and safely, and still do our job to the best of our abilities. Most times we have split-second decisions and issues that we run into, and that's, I don't think people fully understand that. And I don't think people understand when they interfere when it comes to police or paramedics or security, that they're pitting multiple lives on the line. And sure, it wasn't the case today. Yes, they were younger kids. But, we've had that issue when we're talking to teenagers as well. Older boys who have been known to sell drugs in the neighborhood to other kids, who have bad attitudes, who are fighting us, aggressive, verbally, whatever the case may be. They interfere in those things, and it could go very bad very quick. So if y'all guys have any videos, comments, stories, anything at all, definitely put it in the comments, share it, message me. I'd love to talk to you guys and, see what you guys have been through and how you guys were able to overcome it, or bring even a community together. And I know that we aren't contracted here on the site 24/7. So we have to work extra hard to speak with residents and get to know everybody personally, and let them know that we're here to protect and not do harm to others. You know, and the vest that we wear is not to look cool or be comfortable, because they are very uncomfortable. It's there so that we go home, and that in the instance that we need it, we have it to protect others. You know, it's not because we're gun-ho and ready to put someone in cuffs by any means. But yeah, it's just wanted to make that video and kind of touch base with what I'm going through on a site tonight and in the past week as well on another occasion, and just see if you guys have been through it, you know, and just create a community together where we all share our stories and talk with one another, try to make ourselves better in every aspect of our jobs or even daily lives outside of our jobs. But I appreciate you guys joining us today on this video. If you guys, you know, like the video, like security, anything of that nature, or you know someone that has been through this, you know, or is confused about why things are the way that they are, you know, share it, send it to them, you know, like the page, put it on social media, whatever the case is, you know, and definitely subscribe, because this is gonna be a lot of videos that we're making about everyday life on patrol, you know, and everyday life as a security officer on properties, and also body cam footage, how to approach people. So definitely subscribe and like and share, and until next time, you guys be safe out there.
It's so icy 엄마 내 combination 새로운 가간지 머리 swag 남들이 잘 때도 쓸어담지 breaking good life is good 한동안 잊었어 이 느낌을 for better life for better love 이제는 나도 두 배 벌어 I don't give a fuck who should give a fuck 요즘 애들이 병신놀이